Another episode of Game Runs Deep and Talk of Champions. That's Ben Garrett. I'm Sudu Upadhyay. And the mentions are popping off this morning, Benny G. Dropped one hell of an article last night. All I did was just quote it with a source that I talked to last night. It's very close to the program. And now I'm like the worst journalist in America, apparently, according to all the LSU fans in my mentions, rather. And I got nothing against those people. You know, I'm over here being peaceful. I haven't fired off any shots. I just call things like I see it. I just report things as it's told to me. And I know you're doing the same. But before we get to the madness that has been the transfer portal post Kiffin's exit from Ole Miss, how you doing, bro? You look good. You look bright. You look well rested.
I'm good,
somebody
man.
Who's been working his ass off for months.
My daughter, Gracie, spoke at FCA this morning. She did a great job. I was proud of her. Got up there. She said, when she first started speaking at this stuff, she was nervous. You could see it. She couldn't hide it on her face, man. But like now, dude, she got up there like a ball, said, we're going to play a game to start. And started with that and then turned it into kind of an explanation about how God always has our back. So I was very proud of her. So I've been up pretty early all day, been to FCA, been seeing everything pop off on the Twitters and on the Ole Miss Spirit message board. That QR code right beside Sudu's head is for the Ole Miss Spirit, omspirit.com, affiliate on 3 signups a day. If you're a new member, you get 50% off an annual sub. But yeah, man, it's been a wild close here, to the NCAA transfer portal. Now, the one and only window closes at 11:59 p.m. Central Time tonight. But if somebody gets into like 11:59, there is a grace period for those announcements to become official. And Ole Miss has had some activity here.
They have.
As far as late window movement, including Prince Will Umanmielen getting in.
Yeah.
Including TJ Daugherty getting in. Now, TJ Daugherty's Ole Miss have been negotiating with him for a while. But he didn't have a contract. Like he hadn't signed anything. Prince Will signed something. Now, what does that mean? Well, do they just hold him to it? Well, sure, if they hold it to him. What is holding it to them mean? At the very least, if Devin Harper goes somewhere else, in the case of Devin Harper, that's probably LSU, they're going to owe Ole Miss buyout money. Either them or LSU, they're going to owe buyout money. Just the same thing as if Ole Miss gets that Cal linebacker. They're going to owe Clemson buyout money because he signed with Clemson.
Right.
But what a wild world we live in when the contracts that are signed aren't worth the paper they're printed on. And yeah, this is truly unprecedented. And don't get it twisted, man. I mean, Lane Kiffin is playing petty. This is what he does. You weren't wrong when you said that he's essentially speed dialing the roster, the Ole Miss roster.
Yeah.
Doesn't really fit the narrative of hashtag just different, but what do I know? Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Look, here's the deal, man. Like, there are no rules. And he's always operated in, I believe you said this right in your article, he operates in that gray area. And he did that at Ole Miss. And when he was doing it at Ole Miss fans, obviously, you let it slide, right? I mean, it's your team, and now he's doing the same at LSU. Because there is no enforcement, there's no rules. So if you're in a system with no enforcement and no rules, then it's like, well, who's going to stop me? So who's going to stop him? Nobody. He can do it. And they're the LSU fans, to me, that are just talking shit, like, I'm okay with that, actually. Like, if you're just like, but that's fine. The ones that are like trying to make Kiffin holier than thou and denying some of this stuff, that's what gets me. It's like who do you think we're like? I don't know. I don't want to get into sources and all that kind of stuff because that gets murky, and then you're gonna have some idiots. But my thing is, like, what do you think's happening here? Like, you just think people are just making, like, I don't quite understand the ones that are like think that this isn't real, but the LSU fans who were just like, sucks to be you, like, cool, man, you're a fan, you're talking shit, that's a part of it. Like, I'm not even worried about that.
I don't hate on that, man. I don't hate on that at all.
Like, I think that's a part of the rivalry. It's a part of the game, is like that talking trash as a fan kind of thing. There's tons of LSU people I know that are, talking trash. I mean, I have a meeting with one of them in a couple hours here, and I know he's going to talk trash to me. That's fine. Like, that's what you're supposed to do as a fan. Shout out my dog Colton, by the way. He texted me last night like, man, that's too early for me, but he still made it. So appreciate you,
He
man.
got there. He got there. He got
one of the
there.
best lawyers in Mississippi right there.
Man, a lot of people noticed that your boy got a haircut. Yeah, had to be done.
Is that what that was? I just thought you just got out the shower. I didn't realize it was because you got a haircut.
Matt Moscona calling Ben a fan is unreal. Oh, it's comical. Matt Moscona is a clown. I mean, at the end of all things, like, why don't you put some sourcing behind the things you say? I got receipts, man. I've got players. I've got you name it. Program sources talking about what Lane Kiffin is doing. It's not a knock on like. Here's the thing. Here's the hard truth. I'm not knocking Lane Kiffin. I'm just telling you what's happening. Because within the parameters of the rules, there are no rules, like you said, who's to stop him?
Right.
That Matt Moscona and other LSU fans, he just has a microphone, cannot handle any criticism whatsoever. Like, it's okay to be excited about Lane Kiffin and go, dang, he's kind of like truly trying to burn the place down. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to acknowledge two truths. Ole Miss did the same kind of stuff when Lane acted out in his own like I said, no one's better at operating the gray quite like Lane. Just like with the fake injury stuff. Just like when he called out Brent Venables this year. Brent Venables come back and go, wait a second, but like, it doesn't matter. For him, it's all about getting out in front and absolving himself of any blame at all or any kind of. So to try to treat him as he is above reproach just because he's your guy now is sycophancy.
Is this what Ole Miss fans were like?
At best, and at worst, I would call it cowardice. So if Matt Moscona thinks I'm a fan, okay, I think he's a fan. I think Matt does some good work. I think Matt gets out in front of his skis a little bit too much. And I don't care what Matt Moscona says. What I do care about is how Ole Miss closes in the NCAA transfer portal. He want to be a sycophant and sit at and suckle at the feet of Lane Kiffin. Hey, man, go for it. I have no doubt Lane Kiffin's going to win it at LSU. I've been saying that. But what I'm also going to say is to with a straight face say that he has handled this in a fair and equitable way. When, like, quite literally, look at the side over here. When you got John Summerall giving $100K to their NIL. I'm not asking Lane Kiffin to give any of his hard-earned money. He never did that, even when he was here. What I am saying is, when you're calling the roster the day before the portal closes and throwing your money at them, leaking term sheets by buying out agents and leaking information, that is untoward shit. That is unfair and unequitable shit. Now, if you want somebody to defend it, if you want to defend that, go for it. I mean, it ain't that serious. At the end of the day, it's just sports.
Yeah. Hey, this is something that's worth clearing up because some people believe the portal closing means like transfers are done. That's not the case. That is to enter the portal.
Right.
So after tonight, you cannot enter the portal if your name isn't already in there, but visits and I was asking Ben before we got on the pod. I said, Ben, even if a guy's committed and the portal closes, could that guy who was signed to a school still go somewhere else before the start of the season? And we just looked at each other like, nope, we don't know. There are no rules. Who knows? Who's enforcing this shit? Not the conference. I'm really confused as to what the role of the SEC commissioner is right now. I don't know. Like, does he not have any power to do anything? Is he just not doing anything? Does he even care? I mean, that's fine if he doesn't care. That's cool. I just wish there was a uniform understanding of, like, this is what we're operating within. But if we're just operating within, like, nothing matters, contracts don't matter, tampering doesn't matter, whatever, let that be known. Let that be known. And you just got to fight that way, I guess.
If you let coach play off, which again, right, like a human. If you let coach play off, if you let Lane coach the playoff, would not happen. That is, I thought we were past this.
I was going to ask you this.
He only
earlier.
let some of these coaches stay, like Kevin Smith, to try to recruit the current roster and Kewan Lacey. That's absurd. And that's absolutely absurd. It would be different if he wasn't leaving for LSU, but like, you can't give him a month to actively recruit the current roster. That's absurd. So what he is doing is, because he couldn't have his cake and eat it too. He couldn't leave without looking like an asshole. He's trying to burn the whole place down. He already did.
Also,
once.
I'm so sick of
Tried
this
to do
shit.
it once.
This shit. Let him. You don't let a coach that is going to your rivals. It's so basic it's like, it breaks my mind when people say that. Like, they should have let him coach. You don't let him do that. You don't let the coach that's going to your rival in conference school where you have a historic rivalry against stay in your building and coach. You just don't do it. You just can't do it on principle. Like, that's so stupid. And I understand LSU people, you look at Ole Miss and you think it's like going from Tulane to Florida in your eyes. Like, that's how you look at Ole Miss and you go, well, it's the same as Summerall. He's going from Tulane to Florida. They let him stay. In what world are Tulane and Florida on the same competing field? And you're going to probably say that about LSU and Ole Miss. That's fine. But look at the record since the NIL era started and go off of that. It also just still is a historic rival. It just doesn't make sense. But my other point I was trying to get to is this what Ole Miss fans were like when Tennessee fans would come to Ole Miss and go, hey,
you don't
love that you're having a good time right now. I mean, we only had it for a year. Congrats to y'all, but this is not going to end well. And I remember Ole Miss fans on Twitter, back then chirping back, or I even have friends that went to UT, and I just kind of was like, sucks for y'all. Is this kind of what that was like, you think? Are we getting like a dose of what Tennessee fans were giving us?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what you're seeing. So a few of the comments, they're like, well, what about Charlie Weiss? Charlie Weiss, to his credit, actually took a stance and said, no, I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish because Lane threatened him. He threatened all of those coaches. If you don't get on the plane on this Sunday, you don't have a job with me at LSU. He handled all of this in the most selfish, pathetic, Lane Kiffin way he could. It's all about in service to him. But Charlie, like, what are you going to do? Like Charlie finally said, well, what are you going to do? Fire me? What are you going to do? Get rid of, like, you're paying me $7.5 million. So I do think, like, I got it from a player yesterday. Basically, all those coaches that left, screw them except for Charlie and one other one. Last name's Craig. That was the response. So again, it's y'all treating all of this with a very broad brush. You're treating it all as if, like, because Charlie Weiss got to coach, that there was nothing untoward going on. Kevin Smith has almost essentially admitted that he was here to recruit Kewan. Like, please, guys. Like, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Or don't piss on my leg and go, say thank you. No, just at least be honest for what it is. Yeah. Now, the game's the game. The game is the game. So I don't begrudge Lane of playing the game. I'm just saying it's shitty. Yeah. It is. And it's the same thing he didn't want to deal with as he was leaving. He was always leaving. He'd made a decision by October. He's talking to coaches on the field after Oklahoma saying, hey, man, y'all ready to go to so-and-so? At that time, it was Florida. Now, let me ask you a question, LSU fan. If Brian Kelly was doing this, how would you feel on the way out? Right? Well, y'all shit-canned his ass, right? I'm not – and Ole Miss defended the guy over and over again, and like, there was no reason for it to end this way. There's no reason for it to be like this, and yet – this is the path he has taken. I mean, one high-ranking source straight up told me, dude, this is hand-to-hand combat now. Any merit to the Lacey rumors? Is he looking at other options? I haven't heard that. But, like, how I understand the trepidation because guys sign deals, and now you're like, what does that mean? I don't know. And that's where, that's what Lane is really capitalizing on. No one knows. Like, who's to tell Prince Willie Monmielin, who signed a deal with Ole Miss? Like, at the very least, they're going to owe buyout money. But, dude, that's your leading sack. Your leading sack artist. Yeah, you got Ronald from Alabama. You're probably going to might end up getting purchase from Oregon.
Yeah.
But you thought you had re-signed your sack leader and your projected starting right tackle for 2026, and you still might lose them because Lane understands. Lane understands. When there are no rules, just make them tell you no. Make someone come in and say, wait, stop. And so far, they haven't. They didn't do it with the fake injuries. And Ole Miss fans, you can't complain or you can't defend your man then and just come around and say, well, why is he doing this? This is who he's always been. It's just crappy. And for anyone to try to defend it shows me they're a bigger clown than I thought they were, Matt Moscona. Like, seriously, if you're trying to defend it. Now, the game is the game, but you can call piss on your leg. You don't have to call it a golden shower that we all should be thankful for. That's absurd. You know what I mean? Like, and I promise you, my sourcing on this is better than any sources Matt Moscona's got for whatever the hell he's talking about right now. And they're saying this, and you have a duty to report it. That's what we're supposed to do. And it was put to me directly by the people who would know. He's trying to cause chaos. And someone say, well, chaos is overused. It's an overused word. This is really just football. I don't disagree with that, but how else would you call it when late in process, he's essentially, quote, trying to blow up the locker room?
He is chaos, but he's been chaos since he stepped foot into Oxford. You just supported him and looked past it because of what he was there to do and the success he had. But he's always been chaos. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Oxford's a small town. People know.
This proves players like Lane. Well, I would disagree with that. I'll push back against that. I'm not saying that Lane doesn't have his guys. Like always has had his guys.
He's always had his guys, and that's the problem, though. You can't just have a select group of guys and then have the rest of the team feel like they can't even go to your office.
But initially, he targeted Trinidad Chambliss, Keywan Lacey, Caleb Cunningham, Deuce Alexander, Devin Harper. How many did you get? But, like, he's not going to stop. He's going to try to get all of them. And the issue is not him trying to poach the roster. That's not the issue. That's to be expected. The game is the game, and the price of the brick's gone up. But my issue is like, for 6 years, you were given everything. Everything. And really, no one begrudged you of eventually leaving. And yet, your only response to anything, because you couldn't have your cake and eat it too, is to just destroy the place for reasons. What are the reasons other than your own pettiness, your own vanity? You know, like, this is not how you treat people. This ain't. So you can get mad, old LSU fan, and say, well, don't talk about my coach that way. But I promise you, if the roles were reversed, you'd be saying the exact same thing. And I promise you, Matt Moscone, if you had what I had, you'd be saying the same thing. Like, he's trying to cause chaos, because he is, as Jack McManus says, he's a textbook narcissist. It ain't about nobody but himself. And, you know, I thought that LSU was hashtag just different. I thought that it was different for myriad reasons, not the least of which the money for NIL and this, that, and the other. And the only thing that this petty Regina George of SEC head coaches has any interest in doing is going and getting his old players. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't compute to me. You said Ole Miss was lesser than, and yet all you want is to be constantly included in the Ole Miss conversation, or constantly inserting yourself into the business of Ole Miss. That's what you're doing. Like, during the playoff run, what was he doing? He couldn't sit still. It's not your team anymore. But by God, you're gonna make it seem like you're the victim, because that's what you do. You play the victim. Why won't we fight back with certain info where we saved his life? It's relevant considering his betrayal. That's not for me to. That's what salaciousness is. That's what, like, if I really was what Matt Moscone and other clowns say, like, I would put out the stuff that I've heard in that way. But that ain't this job. But are you asking me if he's handling the closing hours of the one and only transfer portal well, or fairly, or equitably, or not acting like a vengeful, petty little girl? Well, that's different. Because, I mean, how else would you explain it then? What else would you call it? And that's where I don't understand the pushback in that way. Like, you cannot like me. I don't really care. That's just God's out of truth. I don't care if you like me or not. But yeah. I'm gonna tell what I believe to be the truth. And if I am wrong, and somebody says, "Oh, here's your wrong, and here's how," by all means, I will accept that and say, you know, to God be the glory. You're absolutely right. I'm not so vain as to think I'm always right. Is Matt Moscone? Because, buddy, put your name on it then. Truly retort it. I promise you Lane Kiffin isn't going to, because Lane Kiffin knows it's true. You don't have to like it. Hell, you never have to like me. I don't care. But if any of y'all think that I mean, Lane Kiffin operates in a place where he thinks there's no repercussions for his actions. Like there's no pushback. He just tests and tests and tests and tests. And to his credit, in this new era, it's mostly worked. But I dare to say, yeah, he's doing this, and y'all think, what? What? Grow up.
My thing is if you're an LSU fan, just talk your trash, dude. Talk your trash and embrace it. Be like, yeah, our
this
coaches...
idiot right here. You talk about when you caught out, you look like a clown and tuck tail and run. Bitch, I stood right there and talked to him. Not to mention, I followed him into the tunnel. I've talked to him multiple times since then. Like, just because y'all get a little viral screenshot of some viral moment, like, thank God that I didn't say in the moment what I was wanting to say. But he and I have talked about it, and I told him what I wanted to say, and that was directly to him. I have no problem talking my shit, but I'm glad that I still have a job because I didn't go, you know what, you are a bitch asshole. Because that's not how we're supposed to act.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm not going to swing on the man, but I promise you, Lane Kiffin knows exactly how I feel. We've been in the same rooms multiple times since then. You can talk your noise all you want, but, like, buddy, ain't nobody scared of Lane Kiffin. That's the point. He wants to be able to dominate the conversation. He wants to drown you out. He wants to suck up all the oxygen. He wants to paint a narrative that he was called a hoe and all these other things, when in reality, it's his own crappy behavior that has led to where he is now. All he had to do was not be a dick. And he's still doing it. And this is worse because now you're blowing up a roster in a place that you claim to give a crap about. So, Razor, buddy, I ain't worried about Lane Kiffin. You nobody. I'm not a fighter. I don't believe in fighting. I believe in God. God has taught me to not be that dude, that loud idiot anymore. But if y'all gonna talk your stuff, at least be honest and at least understand what the hell you're talking about. Because I'm annoyed with it. I'm annoyed. And now I get why opposing fans got annoyed with Ole Miss fans when they were defending Lane Kiffin all the time. I really do. Because it's like the cult of Lane Kiffin, and you get swept up in it. But the bottom line is he's acting abhorrently. Yeah, I'm still talking about Lane, Tiger fan. How could I not be, you idiot? Why are you in my chat? Who's the really obsessed one? The Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, Flip on 3. Y'all got true, like, Ole Miss, I don't know what it is. Y'all got this weird, creepy obsession, bro. Y'all are in chats, in every mention on Twitter. The LSU first responders.
That's fine. Hey, I want the viewers. I mean, look, we're Game Runs Deep is a college athletics podcast. So
you remember that? Remember that? Remember? He almost got ran off the road. He said that in his press conference. I almost got ran off. Dude, complete nonsense. Go ask Oxford PD.
Right.
Oh.
No, but back to my point. Yeah, if you're an LSU fan, just embrace it. Embrace it. My coach is out here down and dirty doing whatever it takes to win. There's no rules. It's the wild, wild west. So, of course, he's doing it. That should be how you look at this, not trying to argue with every single Ole Miss fan or Washington fan. And no, he's not. Yes, he is. He's very clearly doing it. It's out there, bro. It's open. And multiple programs have talked about this at this point. But it's fine. Just embrace it. Like, you have the villain of college football now. Embrace the shit.
Yes.
And just accept it. Be like, this is what we're doing. This is who we are now. Accept it. Like, stop trying to act holier than thou and like, no, you guys are making it up. No, just be like, ha, we're winning. You're not. I would do that. I would 100% do that as a fan. I'd be like, I may not agree with what coach is doing, but shit, my team's winning. Whatever. Like, I just don't understand when you try to pretend like it's not happening when it is happening.
Yeah,
I'm the
fanboy when, like, Matt Moscone is calling. Sorry, that's the wrong one. For Mark Rogers, Ole Miss is spiraling.
Ole Miss is reacting to what's happening.
Let's see.
Any school would react this way if you sign a bunch of players, and then the coach that just left is now calling everyone up, working with agents to leak contract details. When all these things happen, what do? You just sit there and go, oh well.
What can you do?
Hey,
you know what? Darn,
I wish the Grove next year. That'll be nice.
He was such a good coach. What we thank you for welcoming
us
all
Lane.
To the SIP.
Yeah, thank you for elevating us. We're going back to the dumps now.
Yeah,
thanks for the memories.
LSU fans, y'all are comical. Y'all are comical. Like, I got dudes coming on board, like on the Ole Miss Spirit, and like posting, like signing up just to talk some shit. This pod is absolutely spiraling. Why are you in the chat? again, obsessed much? Obsessed much? You babies? Like, you don't like Lane hates being called out. He hates it when his bad behavior is called out.
Yeah. When it is, he forgets your name.
Fanboys. Yeah. I don't even know who you're.
I don't even know
your name.
I don't even know who you are. I don't even know your name.
Fanboys have post games where they cry about losing in a bar and with a cigar and whiskey. Grown men acting like a college kid.
Yeah,
tell him, man. I think it's a joke. And that's what's happening right now. The question is how does Ole Miss close? Right. That's the most pressing question. As far as like let's do what we did last time. All right, buy or sell it. Ask me about Prince Will. Ask me about all of it, all the hard pressing ones. Give me some buys or sells. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep ranting at LSU fans who just talk about having absolutely no self awareness. LSU fans, y'all really don't have it. All right, go ahead, buy or sell. I'm not going to keep going in on LSU fans. I'm not going to do it.
All right. Well, I guess
including Matt Moscona.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was until this year. So
yeah, I didn't either.
I still don't quite know what he does. Does he works? Is he a legitimate works for an On3, or does he have a legitimate website, or what's his deal?
I don't know. I have no issue with him personally. I just think professionally,
I know nothing about the guy. I got nothing bad to say because I don't know him. I will say if he's calling you out, that's kind of interesting considering your resume for better part of almost 2 decades now. And,
okay, but that's because pot calling kettle black, buddy. I'm a fan. Only one of us getting really emotional about it. I'm getting annoyed with LSU fans. All right, Ben,
all right. Let's get to those are awesome numbers.
No, that's what I was looking. Ben, you're going ham today. I'm not meaning to.
I haven't seen the word ham spelled out in a long time.
Ham.
Okay, well, let's just start with Prince Will, Ben. Buy or sell? Ole Miss brings back Prince Will Monmiel.
Sell. I think I know Ole Miss is actively negotiating with him. The only way he comes back is if Ole Miss holds him to that contract like Damon Williams did with Washington. Same thing with Devin Harper. I just don't know if I don't know what the language looks like. I do know that wherever they go, if it's not Ole Miss, buyout, payout, money will be owed. I'd say so. And it's a big loss. And I think he's going to LSU.
No doubt.
TJ Daugherty and Lane got TJ Daugherty to hit up Prince Will yesterday, help pressure him to get into the portal. But you re-signed your sack leader and now you might lose him. That's the issue here, not where he ends up. But TJ Daugherty, yeah, I think he's gone too.
Yeah. Let's go next with Luke Farrelly. Buy or sell? Ole Miss flips him from Clemson.
Buy and pays a buyout to Clemson. He's supposed to visit this weekend, I think. Maybe.
Is Twitter down right now, by the way, for anyone?
It'd be delicious if it was.
I think.
Why'd I say delicious? Oh, I'm sorry, because look at little Matt with look at this nerd. Real Rebel Tears, so delicious. Why are y'all here? Y'all have, if LSU has the number 1 portal class right now, according to whichever ranking service you want, Ole Miss is number 2. Now, Twitter is down, apparently. Good.
Maybe
we
it's
all
back
need a
now.
break.
Maybe it could be. I don't know. It's going slow, but it just loaded. All right, so Farrelly, okay, you're saying buy, he flips from Clemson. Blake Purchase, buy or sell that he's a Rebel next year?
I'll buy it just because I think if Prince Will's not a part of it, you got to get another one, and that would make too much sense. Because for the longest I heard it would either be one of him or Renaud, and now it's if Prince Will isn't coming back, then you need both of them, so you got some money freed up to pay for it. So I'll say buy.
Joshua Dye, the running back from Southern Utah, who's on campus. Buy or sell? He commits.
Buy. They need another running back. They need one more, and that would make sense. It would fill out the room with JT Lindsey, of course, Keywan Lacey, and Shakai Mills Knight. So I would buy that. Buy or sell from Ace of Spades. Baton Rouge sinks into the Gulf of America because of the horrendous infrastructure.
I don't want to comment on an entire American city.
I don't. either.
Going away. That's not
No,
that's not really part of my my brand. I'm sorry.
I
Can't
love
speak
New
enough.
Orleans. Hell, I love Baton Rouge.
Love NOLA. Love NOLA. God, I love
Yeah.
NOLA so much. I like Louisiana as a state. Like people down there are fun. Lafayette. You been to Lafayette before?
Yes,
Lafayette's a lot of
I
fun.
went there
man.
for when Ole Miss punched its tickets to Omaha in 2014.
Yeah, that's right.
I ate one of my best dinners ever down there.
Remember back in the day, some podcast host got canceled because he like made fun of like Shreveport. Remember that?
Yes.
That was back when like things like held like you could get canceled for things like that. Now it's like feels so
talking
laughable.
crap about Shreveport.
Oh goodness! I've never been to Shreveport. I can't say anything good or bad about it.
You haven't been to Shreveport?
I've never been to Shreveport.
Independence Bowl used to be the Ole Miss Bowl of the '90s.
I know.
You haven't gone to Shreveport?
We didn't. I don't think we
much.
I don't think we played in the Independence Bowl much in the 2000s. So I didn't get a chance to go down there.
What, you love Baton Rouge? I hate that freaking place, and everybody I know does too. I've never had a good experience. I just think it's I don't know much enough about Baton Rouge to pass judgment. I just know that stadium atmosphere at night is second to none.
I like their atmosphere, and their tailgates are so much fun. I mean, Grove's the best, but those dudes had me laughing, drinking, eating good food, and then they were like, "We better not see you after the game kicks off." And I believed them, Ben. They had that look in their eyes.
Is Banks leaving? Yes, he's in the portal. Some of these guys they had to get in. Edwin Joseph and Jonel Aguero, and they weren't signed to sit.
Yeah. Joseph and Crawford might be my two favorite signees in this portal class, man. And Maldonado is the one that I'm the most intrigued with. There's definitely some dudes in this crop of transfer portal guys that has a potential to really make an impact. Okay, we just did Joshua Dye, buy or sell. You're saying buy on him.
Yeah.
A lot of other guys are kind of off the board. I'm
surprised you.
Jordan Seaton. Is there any shit? It sounds like that's LSU or Oregon, right? But he's visiting Mississippi
Texas
State out of courtesy. Well, I thought I saw yesterday that Texas might have been out of it. I don't know if that was a legit. I saw that Oregon and LSU might kind of be the final two there, but he's visiting Mississippi State out of courtesy for his former coach. Is that right?
Yeah, that's essentially what I've heard as well. What about
buy or sell? Mississippi State can somehow land Jordan Seaton.
Sell. He threw like, I hope they do. I'd rather see Jordan Seaton go to State than go to LSU.
Yeah,
that's where we are now.
We were just on here the other day talking about how we feel bad for LSU or for Mississippi State, and now Mississippi State is like paying a lot of money. They've got some good commits right now in the transfer portal. I was like, good for them.
Somebody asked about the D3 edge. He committed to Wisconsin.
He went to Wisconsin, yeah.
And he canceled the rest of his visits.
That's Liam Dennett's, right? Does he needs a waiver, doesn't he? He's like a D3 kid that needs a waiver. Is that right?
I think so. There's another good buy or sell in here. I wanted to find it. If you got buy or sell questions, hit them up in the chat. Here you go from the captain. Buy or sell, NCAA conducts an investigation into Lane and some sort of sanctions are issued. Sell.
Hardest sell ever.
That's so easy. That's like the easiest sell ever.
The other aspect of the NCAA stuff is like Ole Miss fans that are like, NCAA, do something. When has the NCAA ever done anything to help Ole Miss, first of all? Second of all, you're actively fighting them right now. They're not doing shit to help Ole Miss.
Any news on an offensive tackle? My buddy Matt Smith, he's over at the Ole Miss Spirit, omspirit.com. Affiliate on through that QR code right above my guy Sudu's head. Scan it. And if you're a new member, you get 50% off an annual sub. They've been working on a number of offensive tackles. I had one team source say, look, man, we're going to get a good tackle. They need the names, yeah, they got to have one. Because I don't think Devin Harper's coming back. But let me check the name.
Are you talking about the Holy Cross kid?
No. Okay. It's from Virginia.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Yeah.
No offense to Joe Metzger.
Where'd Metzger go? Did he follow Ryan Silverfield? Or not Ryan Silverfield, but what's his face? Eric Morris?
I don't know. He was on campus. I have no idea. Yesterday, I believe, per Zach Berry, but I don't know. I don't know where he's at right now.
Z to the B, Zach Berry over at the Ole Miss Spirit, omspirit.com, affiliate on 3. Virginia offensive tackle is who they're pursuing, and I cannot find his name. Mikhail Boley.
Okay.
Luke Ferrelli is potential Daughtery replacement. Yeah, and Keaton Thomas was the green dot guy for Baylor last year. Ole Miss is losing its green dot with TJ leaving.
Yeah.
And for those that watched yesterday, live on the show, I texted Bull Daughtery, and he hadn't responded. I'm going to take that as nothing. But for those that might have been interested, he never texted back. So, yeah, Mikhail Boley.
Okay. Need a tackle right now. What do we think about? Who was the other name I was just looking at?
Here's one for you. This is for you. Buy or sell Damon Wilson with the Princewell money. Not Will, Princewell.
I think if Ole Miss can give him $3 million, they can get him. I don't see why not. Damon is a mercenary, okay? Damon is going wherever they're going to pay him the most. So whatever it takes to get Damon, if the money is there, I would pay that for him. I think the dude's an immense talent.
If you don't get him on campus for a visit, don't see how it happens.
I mean, if he's not interested at all in even coming on campus, then obviously you have no shot. But if he's willing to go, you're willing to go, hey, we'll pay you this much, and he's like, all right, I'll come visit. Then yeah. But I just haven't seen anything tying him to Ole Miss. There's really no reporting or sourcing that indicates that Damon is interested. Obviously, these things can change in this new era. But I personally, I'd be shocked. Oh, here's a good one. Buy or sell Jacoby Clinton, the younger brother of Clinton Dix.
It's honestly the first time I'm hearing the guy's name. Is he visiting or something?
Ole Miss has contacted him. I think once again, this is Ole Miss Spirit. Zach Barry's reporting here. Let me get credit.
Zach needs. I can't wait for him to get a break.
Zach. I believe Zach reached out to him originally, and he said, I expect Ole Miss to contact, and then I believe Zach then came back and said Ole Miss has contacted him. I would assume there's a connection because of Golding with his brother over there, but no telling on him. Okay.
Myers, Deuce Alexander, and Daryl Gill, the Syracuse transfer, filling the Stripling and Wallace positions, wide receiver 1/wide receiver 2.
I think Deuce is already... to me, he's that guy. I mean, he proved it when it mattered the most during the season. I know was it Deuce Harrison Wallace had trouble with drops, I think, at one point in the season. But Deuce was a surefire receiver all year. I mean, he's awesome. I like Daryl Gill a lot. I watched it. We're big Syracuse people on Game Runs Deep. Love Fran Brown. So I watched a decent amount of Daryl Gill. I think when his quarterback got hurt, his stats probably suffered a little bit, but I love his size. I love how he, attacks the football, makes catches and towers over DBs. Hopefully that's the other thing about the portal, right? You could have the number 1 portal class, the number 2 portal class, but then, you have situations like Deshaun Womack. For every Princely Uman Milan, there's a Deshaun Womack who just doesn't play or doesn't contribute or doesn't really become anything and transfers the next year. So I'm not saying that's going to happen with Daryl Gill. I think he's a talented guy, but he looks awesome. Hopefully that translates to Ole Miss.
Caden Lee update. I am hearing nothing on Caden, and I think that's a good thing. The more you hear, the little you hear about it, the better. I know that George has been after him. Austin Simmons was his best friend on this team, so Missouri was obviously has been in contact. LSU, of course, LSU has been in contact. I think I just don't know. I'm really trigger shy, if that makes sense, because Prince Will signed a new deal. Devin Harper signed a new deal. I know the people that signed them to these deals. And they're like, yeah, he signed the deal. Well, how do you enforce it? You're going to get buyout money. But what else? Because really, that doesn't help. The money's nice. But it doesn't help when you thought you'd re-sign your sack leader. And now he could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And all of these are games being propagated by one Lane Kiffin. Do we know Lane's full name? Because I'd love to just call him by his full name. Buy or sell, Caleb Cunningham has his coming out party in 2026. I will buy that. One of the players that
Lane's name is actually it's just Lane Monty Kiffin, man. God rest Monty's soul.
Named after his dad. That's awesome. His dad was awesome. Buyer still Caleb Cunningham has his coming out party in 20. Yes, I think Caleb Cunningham, he has to. But more than that,
there's no choice.
But more than that, I believe in the talent. The kid twice told me he ain't going nowhere, but he's one of the ones talking about LSU. It's 9:40. Have you checked to make sure no one else has gotten in yet? Because, like, I'm worried that we're going to be on the air and somebody's going to get in. You know what I mean?
Well, just the other day, we were talking about, I think it was Tyler Miller, right? We were like, oh, he's coming to Ole Miss tomorrow. And then it's literally right when he got off, someone was like, oh, you guys are getting off when there's breaking news. And it was him committing a Mississippi State.
This stuff changes by the hour. Yeah. So every time a new hour ticks by and Caden Lee hasn't gotten in, or Caleb Cunningham hadn't gotten in, or Keywan Lacey hadn't gotten in because, I don't think he is, but re-signing doesn't mean what it used to mean. or what it's meant for in most every other business environment. Re-signing in college football means, yeah, I mean, I just reserved my spot. I gave you all a nice feel-good day with a graphic release on a Thursday. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. Best I can tell. Because even Washington didn't. They said, we're going to take you to court. We're going to enforce it. But, like, they still renegotiated with him, with DeMond Williams.
Yeah. And it sounded like there were certain provisions, and I'm sure Ole Miss's contracts have them too. There were certain provisions that they had put in specifically for a situation like that. And maybe that was only because he was the quarterback. Like, I don't know if every position group has it. Sometimes when it comes down to negotiating and you're trying to get someone over someone else and numbers are similar, you do have to make certain concessions. Maybe Ole Miss had to do that in some of these contracts. I haven't gotten any clarity on that, but if these contracts are leaking, it'd be cool to get our eyes.
They should be public knowledge anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess for a public university, especially. Because there's a lot of really good lawyers in the Ole Miss community that, I mean, I'm friends with a few. One of them's in here at Colton. That could look at those contracts and explain like exactly what it says, what they can and can't do. I'd just be curious to know.
See, right here, this is how Matt Moscona, just sit down, brother. If you honestly
Matt Moscona was the LSU guy that like called Kiffin out, right? Like he's like he's not a championship coach. He's this, that, and the other.
But now he's King Sycophant, apparently. Here's my thing. If you reported that tells me all I need to know because I know that for a verifiable friggin' fact and I've got the receipts. That is nonsense. Complete and utter horse manure. And like Biff said, I hate manure. That's manure.
What's crazy to me about Golding
Pete Golding told Lane multiple times he wasn't going anywhere with him. We've talked about this on this podcast ad nauseum. I'm not going to get all into it, but we've said it, and I've got
it's public knowledge, Ben.
It's almost public knowledge.
Situation is like just known by everyone.
He was not going with Lane, but he told Lane that, and he told Lane that.
Right.
He told I'm not going. Even when Lane, after they beat one, I think it was Oklahoma, on the field says, "You ready to go to Florida yet?" And Pete goes, "I told you, I'm not going." So if he's reporting that, Matt, okay, just you sit this one out, Chief. Sit this one out because you don't know Jack Turkey. He's a locked on fan, but I don't know Matt Moscona. I don't know him. But like, if you're gonna try to play you're a journalist, I'm a fan. I'm just going to say I'll go resume to resume right here and now. That's just the way it is. Point blank, period.
Matt would wipe the floor with these clowns. Yeah, I'm sure he would. Awesome. Great. What does that even mean? Like we're going to fight Matt Moscona?
Yeah, they think we're going to fight Matt Moscona. These LSU fans, they knew two speeds. Shit talk and fighting. I've been to Baton Rouge 3 times. Twice I've had bottles thrown in my head. Like, bro, y'all can't talk like normal civilized people.
That's true.
It's either shit talk and then fight. There's no in between, you know.
But they can also be nice.
Jesus loves you. I mean, seriously, Josh Higginbotham. Jesus loves you. God loves you. You're, good grief.
Hey, I'm a Huggies guy, bro. Chill out. This is not a Pampers podcast.
Bro, I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old. I'm glad to be done with diapers. Don't get me started on diapers. Now, I'm a pro at it. But, the diapers are fine. Oh, but these people are...
Keep them coming, LSU fans. Keep the comments coming. I'm loving reading these.
There's so many of them.
That's fine. That's good.
They're the ones. They're the ones that'll say, well, another Ole Miss something or other talking about Lane Kiffin. Y'all, it's 9 in the morning, almost 10 in the morning. Central Tahoe.
I'm good with it. We're trying to get a title sponsor right now. I'm cool, man. Pump those numbers up. Bring your friends.
See, we all can find common ground. Diapers are the devil, bro. I'm telling you, they're brutal. See, he's an LSU fan. He's talking, but he gets it, man. We all in on this together. We're all like, it's not that like, but Lane is doing some crappy stuff. It mainly because he's petty like that. Do I think he's going to win at LSU? Absolutely. Nobody's talking about that's all he does. That's interesting. Your mom likes it. So if we're gonna be immature, let's just do freaking mom jokes.
In the year of our Lord 2026, this man dropping your mom jokes.
No, God is good, and I'm trying not to be a jerk, but it's just like, God, like, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror.
Enjoy the honeymoon phase, Matthew. It won't be long until he loses that third game next year. I will say, Matt, any LSU fans in here right now, feel free to be excited. The guy wins. I mean, he went 10 plus games, whatever. He also is very well known for never winning the big games, for lack of a better term, pissing down his leg in big moments. His two biggest wins are Georgia last year at home with the best defense, or 2 years ago at home with the best defense the school has ever seen, that they still squandered because his offense couldn't perform, and Oklahoma this year on the road. Two impressive wins, very impressive wins, but that's it. There's no like actual personal championships or titles outside of FAU that you can really look at, or any win of true significance that brought forth something truly significant in his career. And these are things that like Ole Miss fans are frustrated with at the end. I know there's people like, you guys are all happy, and before he left, like, no, Ole Miss fans are very frustrated with 2022. They were very frustrated with 2024, and obviously the way 2025 ended. Like, these aren't one-offs with him. The other part is
of behavior.
It is. And also, like, I was talking to someone about this the other day with his recruiting. Like, he loves to get the flashy receiver. Like, look at LSU's receiving core for next year. It's insane. That's why I was like, why is if Winnie Watkins wanted to go anywhere but Ole Miss, it should have been another school where he would have been used better. Maybe go to Georgia or something. Like, anywhere, Kentucky. Like, LSU.
We got
many
threats
receivers.
in the chat now. Wait until I see you, Ben.
For what? Because we're talking
I'll
about,
just go, hey, buddy, how you doing? Well, you said you made a mama joke about me. I'm screwing with you. It's all good. It ain't that serious. These people are just the clowns. Two speeds: shit talk and fighting.
Yeah. But my point is, like, even go look at some of Lane's evaluations and look at some of the holes on Ole Miss's roster when he was there.
My man, right here. I'll buy a bit of beer anytime. That's my peoples. And then let's just like air all of our dirty laundry to each other, because it's way more fun that way. But like let me think about it this way. LSU fan in the chat. Ben will get it.
Hell yeah.
This guy's talking, acting like, okay, neat. Hey, please put your hands on me. I would love to get paid not to work.
Nah, bro. Usually these kind of comments are like, I feel like our kids. So just, maybe
they're probably babies. But also more than that,
Friday.
If Lane Kiffin went 9-3 with the best roster LSU ever had, they would have fired him immediately. That's part of the argument. Like of why Ole Miss, like why he should be more loyal to Ole Miss. All he had to do was, like, even when you underperformed, there was nobody calling for you to lose your job. You know what I mean? There's no there was no hot seat for Lane Kiffin.
This is not true, by the way. If you only knew Pete Golding's situation and why
this is the same guy who's talking shit, like saying, "You'll see, Ben, look me up, bitch. I ain't doing no homework for you." Like, if you got something to say, come say it. I'll do exactly as I do with anybody. I will stand there and I will tell you my truth. And if you want to get violent with it, go for it. But I'm done with y'all thinking anybody's scared of y'all. No one gives a shit about y'all and y'all's, and the noise that you talk. The issue is that y'all have been swept up in the cult of it, and y'all can't look in yourselves in the mirror, and all the stuff that you're claiming Ole Miss is doing, you're doing it tenfold. So,
would we even want to hold these players to their contracts? Yes and no. Like, if they're worth the talent, you freaking pay them the money, they get over it by the start of the season. I mean, come on, what are we talking about? Yeah, if they're the best kids, yeah. It's like Washington. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a cancer to the locker room. If they win, they'll be fine.
Bottom line, Lane should be handling this better, and he's not. He shouldn't be treating it like this.
Oh, and we also haven't talked about this in the midst of some of these comments that we're addressing. 2 commits. Obviously, we talked about Renaud, and then our guy from Georgia Tech, why is his name escaping me?
Linebacker.
I was literally texting about this guy all night. So obviously, I have a lot of friends who cover Georgia Tech.
Taj Butler
Talking about him, and the consensus on him seems to be like he wasn't a starter at Georgia Tech, but he's young. He's only a sophomore. And he'd have 2 years at Ole Miss. And as one guy told me, he's very knowledgeable about Georgia Tech. He's like, hey, by his senior year, you guys might have something really special with him. So a lot of these guys that they've gotten this late in the portal, talent, size, all that's there. But it's also like kind of like they need to develop. And the Georgia Tech kid Chambers seems to be that, or Butler rather seems to be that. Same thing with Renaud, like talented guy. I did see someone like these are Bama fan comments, and I do take fan comments on Twitter a little more serious when they seem genuine to me. Like when LSU fans last year told me Sage Ryan was their words was a terrorist, I was like, uh-oh.
Is that really what they called that man?
People called him a terrorist.
Good grief.
They were like, dude, good luck with him. Like, good riddance. And I was kind of worried. I was like, what's, and then he ended up not being that great. So I do like people that are genuine on Twitter when you ask them, hey, genuinely, what do you think of this guy? And I did see a Bama fan go, hey, he's good. Like, he's fine. He's talented, but he takes plays off or something. So hopefully, that can be fixed with Renaud. But both guys with high ceilings, that are just looking for an opportunity to see the field and leaving crowded situations. Like Butler wasn't going to start this year, from my knowledge, but he's talented and he's a guy that they like there, to add depth and play. So, you at a certain point you just have to trust the evaluation of the coaches that are recruiting them, and hopefully there's a long enough track record to prove that there's development. So that's kind of what we're looking at with them.
All right, buy or sell from Jacob. Ole Miss adds another solid tight end. I could see that. I could.
I'm going to say buy. I think they do need another tight end.
I don't know who that would be.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know who that. But I'm glad you brought up Taj Butler, because that doesn't need to be swept under the rug. Yeah. That's a big get. And not one many of us had on the radar. I know I didn't. Keaton Thomas was going to be your green dot guy probably next year anyway. I don't know. DJ Daugherty probably would have kept it, but he was a green dot guy at Baylor. So him, Santarin, but after them, Jacoby Hobson, they really have high expectations for him in year 2. But Taj Butler is an important piece that you had to get, but you still need more. Like, you still need more linebackers.
I think if you look at positional needs still, I think one tight end you still need. You still need several. Like, I'd feel better with at least one more edge, but if they added another one, I would take it. That's a premium position that can change your defense. Like, that's one of those where you do. This is why I'm like, pay Damian Wilson whatever. If he's even remotely interested, pay him whatever, because that one position can change so much for your defense. Linebacker still needs some there. I would still like a safety. I still want another safety, not like a Janelle Aguero, but like a true safety. So there's still some needs here. And here's the thing, like we said earlier, the portal itself, like closing means players entering, but the players who are already in the portal can be actively recruited for, I guess there are no rules, so maybe forever until the season starts. But so Ole Miss still has some needs there, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they close out and still taking visits. And, obviously yesterday was a pretty good day as far as commitments are concerned, and hoping for a couple more today as well, and making sure they retain what they've got.
Is Pete still trying work out a deal with Daugherty and Princeville? I think so. I was told yesterday it's not 100% that Princeville is gone, but I don't sense the same kind of potential optimism with TJ. I think he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, we take any fans. Okay, listen, I know because Ben covers Ole Miss on a day-to-day basis. I do not. Okay, I freelance for national places, I production, whatever. All fans are welcome here. Okay, it's just if you're being blatantly disrespectful, you're calling names, different things like that. That's a different story. But all fans are welcome here. So
yes, LA Focus wants me to apologize for what? For
LA Focus, you're free to go, brother.
Yeah, you're free to go. Here, let me help you out. I can boot you. I hadn't booted you. You're the one threatening people and trying to talk your stuff. No, bro, I ain't apologizing for nothing. Buy or sell, Jace Matthews gets Jace Matthews gets significant playing time this upcoming season, I'll sell it just because he needs to get healthy. And Caleb Cunningham is now. I mean, if Caleb Cunningham depends on when he gets here, I suppose. If he gets here early, still he's not going to get a spring because he's recovering, and that's what held Caleb Cunningham back. So I'm gonna sell that.
What's the kids? Was it? It's Traylon Ray. Buy or sell? Traylon Ray moving back to receiver.
Buy.
Will prove to be
Buy.
Will prove to be a positive for Ole Miss next year.
Buy. I think Traylon just had a lost year. Injuries were a problem. The move to cornerback was out of necessity. Ole Miss didn't have there were no snaps at wide receiver for Traylon once he got healthy enough to play. There were at cornerback, and he had some ball skills. Now, I mean, this is a player that had real juice. I mean, they evaluated very similarly to Deuce Alexander, right, who broke out last year for Ole Miss. They evaluated Traylon Ray very similarly, and he had one of the better springs of all of the transfer guys. I mean, he was a standout when he was out there, but he just never got out there. So, yes, if he does move back, I would buy him. I would buy him completely as a factor. Buy or sell, Knight starter this year. I'm gonna sell it because I think Trinidad's gonna get it.
I think Trinidad's getting his injunction deal.
Yeah,
that just from everyone I've talked to, that just seems like everyone's kind of acting like it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. But it's not a no-brainer. Yeah. But Ole Miss is operating as if Trinidad will be their quarterback. He's even been enlisted for retention efforts for Caden Lee, and then for next year. Yeah, I mean, how much does it change your outlook? I mean, for me, it would change it, extraordinarily. I think the only reason why Caden Lee hasn't re-upped is because he would like to know that Trinidad's going to be his quarterback. Not that he doesn't necessarily believe in Deuce Knight, but this is his last year. You know what I mean? The guy he thought he was signing up with, his dude, is in Missouri. There are real-life considerations for all this stuff, is all I'm saying. So I will buy that Trinidad gets his injunction and is the quarterback, and sell Deuce as a starter next year. But after next year, it's his job. And I think I think Ole Miss is excited. Like, essentially all you did was swap the upside of Austin Simmons for the upside of Deuce Knight. If Trinidad has his waiver. Because I don't feel like you'd be more confident if Trinidad didn't get his waiver, but Austin had stayed. I still think the outlook would look about the same because they're unproven, right? If anything, we learned about Austin is that he has a turnover problem that he has to get corrected, that he has to work on. So it's more about the roster with Trinidad than anything else.
Let's kind of take a scope around college football. The other day, we kind of talked about Texas and what they're building, and a couple defensive guys we didn't mention down there too. Is there any other team that really catches your eye in the portal so far, Benny, that makes you go, oh God, hey, they're putting together something special?
I like what Kentucky's done.
Kentucky, that's okay. That's the one I was talking about, dude. I mean, talk about rejuvenating a fan base with a coaching hire.
Yeah,
Stein, I'm assuming this is their basketball money that's now coming to football, because. Kentucky has obviously spent some money in the portal. They've gotten good defensive linemen, offensive linemen that get running, whatever. But I don't know if it's been like this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kentucky fans, but y'all are having a hell of a portal season.
Yeah, they've been active and good in the portal. But yeah, I think that they've leveled up. I think that's going to really work. I love this from Joseph Clark. All this yelling. I want to hear more about the daughter's sermon. The daughter is Gracie, the beautiful brunette right here. That's Riley. And Gracie spoke at FCA this morning. She first opened it up by playing a game called Got Your Back. And all you do is one person turns around and another person looks at a picture and draws on the back of the person. They try to guess it. All right. And whoever gets the most guesses wins. It's a very simple game. And that led to her explaining how God always has our back. And it was very sweet. She was very nervous the very first time. It was earlier this year, start of the year, maybe last year, but her first time speaking to FCA, she was so nervous, Sudu. She got up there and she looked down and she went blah, 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 fast, and she's got out of there. Today, to see her just immediately step out from behind the podium and go, first we're going to start out by playing a game. I went, oh,
that's your daughter, bro. What'd you expect was going to happen?
Proud of her. I was so proud of her, and she's She's wonderful, and she is God's gift. So is Riley. So is their mother. So are all y'all, man.
You're
Even
one of the
LSU
best.
fans.
You're one of the best yappers I know. You didn't think your daughter was going to get that skill?
Yes, but she also developed my self-hatred. So, like, to see her get over it and to be awesome was great. Ben, you need to apologize for being a damn 40-year-old looking like a 23-year-old. Hey, only from here up. Everything else, oh,
He
God.
looks younger than me, which is it's just nuts to me. Like I used to have a baby face, and all the years of whatever have just totally destroyed me. But Ben, look at Ben.
Yeah.
He's over there killing it. All right, just to go back to Kentucky, because I think it's just ridiculous.
Buy or sell, Gracie and Jane will be roommates in Crosby in 2031. Her mom was a Crosby girl, so yeah, probably.
Is Crosby going to be around in 2031?
That is what I don't know.
Is Crosby also still around? I would like to know.
I don't know. I don't know what the housing situation like is on Ole Miss's campus.
I think Stockard's still around.
I did get a haircut. Had to.
All right, Ben. Let's wrap up this Kentucky deal. I like giving credit where credit is due. All right, Lance Hurd from Tennessee, Elijah Barnes from Texas, the linebacker. They get the Colton Price kid from Baylor, another offensive lineman. They got C.J. Baxter from Texas. Tegra Tashabola, I think is how you say his name, a guy Ole Miss wanted from Ohio State. Who am I missing? Who are some bigger names? Jordan Castell. Depends on how you feel about him, but I like Jordan Castell from Florida, the safety. I mean, that alone is already pretty great. And then who did they get yesterday? Didn't they get a receiver? I'm going through their list right now. Or maybe they're linked to getting. Is it Nick Anderson? Is that who we were talking about earlier?
Yes, I think Nick is. Yeah, he's
going to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, good for them. We'll see how Stein works out there, but like, good for Kentucky, dude. Because the end of the Stoops era was kind of tough. It was like just kind of mediocrity and couldn't really do much because he won so much there. But also, you knew that they were never going to reach past a certain point. So, good for you, Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, I think they've been one of the most impressive teams in the portal. Absolutely. So is LSU. So is Ole Miss. Unfortunately, these last few hours are going to be absolute hell.
Yeah. Man, no doubt about that.
This LA Focus guy in the chat really needs to chill. I thought you were leaving, bro. Now he's like, I'm going to be on the field in Oxford next season. Can't wait. Okay, I'll be there too. Say hey.
Cool, bro. Might see you there, buddy.
Might see you there. Dude, these babies, man. Golly. At the end of the day, Lane could be handling this better and he's choosing not to. And if anything, he's trying to burn it to the ground. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But let somebody come out and refute it. Hey, Matt, refute it. Lane, refute it. Because on the Ole Miss end, that's exactly what I'm hearing. I'm a local beat reporter. And the people I talk to that give me the information that allow me to be doing this for 20 years are telling me something is happening. I'm going to trust them over Matt Moscona. And it also doesn't hurt when you have text message chain chats that you see that corroborates what you report. You can say, well, Ben, you're an Ole Miss homer. I went to Ole Miss and married an Ole Miss girl. Whatever you want to say. You then I can't take you seriously. That's fine. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is trying to be as honest as I can to do the job as best I can. And the most honest I can be right now is exactly what I said was happening is happening. Lane Kiffin is trying to cause chaos, mainly because he's the Regina George of SEC head coaches, and he wants to burn Ole Miss to the ground, which seems like a pretty crappy thing to do for the program that really gave you everything and bent over backwards. Just said, please love us back. And you said no. And they're like, why not? And you said, how dare you? Like, this isn't anything more than that. It's not personal. It's just business. And in that way, I respect it. Recognized game. Because until I don't even blame Lane for that part of it. Like, I wish there was an adult to walk in to the room and say, okay, here are the rules and regulations. Ole Miss re-signed its sack leader and re-signed its projected starting right tackle. And what happened? What happened? Hey, you see what Lane turned in the press conference when I immediately confronted him right to his face? You see what he turned? I don't even know your name. Man, you are pathetic. And I'm just tired of listening to him. Yeah, he was all tough with state troopers. He was. And James, hey, James, who is Handsy James, who kept put his, and he stared at me during the press conference. And I looked back at him. I don't care. Like, what are you going to do? There's no anything. Y'all just need to understand the cult of personality that you're swept up in that's just intoxicating. It always ends poorly. I think he's going to win and win big. But when it ends, and it will end, it'll end poorly because that's what Lane Kiffin does. Look at what he's doing to Ole Miss right now. You keep talking about it. He says, you must care. Yes, I care. It's my job to care. Of course, yes, I very much care about what I do. More than anything, I care about doing a good job. And the fact that, like, again, I now understand why some people are like, Ole Miss fans, y'all just gotta, you gotta accept, like, you can't defend everything he does. But now I get it because the LSU fans upset, like they are defending everything, which cool, but also when it ends, it'll end poorly. That's all I'm saying.
It always does, and just, I mean, history is the best indicator of what's to come.
Who's winning on Monday?
It hasn't changed, buddy. It's going to be Indiana. I don't.
Yeah.
If
Ole Miss had beaten Miami.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd have beaten Indiana? I was picking them as a team of destiny after Georgia. I'm sticking to it, and I was wrong. Be honest, because I think we both agree here.
Indiana's a different beast. I mean, as a alum of the school that would have been going to its first modern day national title, I would have never picked against Ole Miss on our podcast. Now, if I was in a different capacity, maybe I was hosting for CBS or something, and they asked me, I'd go off of paper. But as a host of this podcast, I can go off of vibes and feel, right? So I would have never gone against. But you can't deny what Indiana's doing, how they're built. They probably would have won. And I made this point the other day. There's something a little, I don't know. It's like a valiant loss to Miami, a controversial ending that didn't go Ole Miss's way. Like, I can stomach that better than getting boat raced by Indiana when you do get to that point, you know? Yep. And I had a friend go, well, you just want to get in there. And I agree. Like, I'm not saying I didn't want Ole Miss to get in the national title because I was scared of Indiana. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying now that they have lost, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that over what I think is going to happen or thought what would have happened. I mentioned it the other day. Miami got really banged up against Ole Miss, like way more guys than I even mentioned the other day. They're tight end, defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties. A lot of people got banged up. So that's something I'm looking at going into this game. And I just really think that Miami's key is going to be to run the football, but I don't know how much they're really going to accomplish against Indiana. I'm saying it's going to be at least a 10-point win for the Hoosiers, at least.
I'm all in on the Canes. I want them to win. I'm with you. I think
like,
I want them to win, mainly for validation. The Canes.
You want the Canes? Oh, I'm Indiana. I said Indiana.
I know. I want that to happen. Okay. Yeah, the vibes. We want the U here, but I don't know why. Because I'd rather have a first-time winner of a national championship than anything. Maybe it's because you always want the team that beat, the team that beat Ole Miss, Miami. Go ahead and go win the whole thing.
Right.
That's a pretty standard thing. But I'm with you. I'm not going to make the joke about 24 and 25-year-olds beating up on 18 and 19-year-olds, even though I did. I'm not going to make that joke because I'm a very humble person. But Kurt Cignetti deserves to be rewarded, and he has built a beast. And if Ole Miss had gotten past Miami, what Miami did well, bullying Ole Miss as a line of scrimmage specifically, Indiana does better. I think losing the way they did, there's some controversy at the end. There's always some what-if factor. Saved you from, I think, would have been – I'm not saying it wouldn't have been a competitive national championship game, but I am saying I think Indiana is the class of college football, an example of how to build it and do it right in the NIL era. And Kurt Cignetti's the best coach in football. So Monday will be a culmination.
Can we talk about the Giants? How about them New York Giants, baby?
Dude. All right, here's my only thing. Number one, Super Bowl winning coaches who take over another franchise have never won another.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Having said that, good for you, man.
Thank you.
Good for you.
We deserve this.
Yeah.
We need this so bad.
Yeah. No, you don't deserve it. Cowboys fans deserve an NFC Championship game appearance, let alone a Super Bowl. All right. Like, it's not our fault that Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones. Don't punish us for him. Like, I grew up like I worshipped at the altar of Jay Novacek. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, everybody loved Troy Aikman and the Big 8-8, Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders 21, 2-2, Emmitt Smith, blah blah. I loved Larry Allen, the greatest football player of all time.
Hell yeah.
Man could bench press a continent. All right. No, you know who deserves John Harbaugh? Even though I don't think of John Harbaugh that way. I don't. But you know who deserves, like, the next Sean McVay? Dak played his best football of his career this year. They won 8 games.
I was going to say, your defense really just shit the bed, man.
No kidding. So congrats. I'm happy for Jackson Dart.
Yes.
I don't really, I'm
Will,
the same way.
Will's not impressed. Will's not impressed. That's okay, Will. It's okay.
He's good. But
you're entitled to have your opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Buy or sell that Ben mentions Lane or LSU in the next. Buy.
Put all your money in there. It's gonna. This ain't gonna stop, man. This is not gonna stop.
Buy or sell. Lane is watching the stream right now. Sell. But will he see a clip or two? Yes. Just as he did the week of the Egg Bowl when he sent a clip where Ben was quoting a rap lyric. By the way, I was taking out all Christmas stuff yesterday. And by myself, because the wife and kids are at school now. She teaches. And I was listening to a playlist, and it was Project Pat. It was Ludacris. It was, you name it. My favorite artist, Mac Miller, was in there. I love these people. I love these guys. So Sudu, at the start, people said I was wrong when I attributed the line to Project Pat instead of Ludacris. Yes, Ludacris says it in his song, Ho. But Project Pat in the intro to Don't Save Her, he's talking about like this guy saying, I'm going to kill that guy and then I'm going to marry her. Man, you can't turn into a hoe into a housewife. That's where I remembered it from. So I was correct. That was from Pata for me. Don't Save Her. Now, if Ludacris used it first, my mistake, but I was not wrong by attributing it to my man, Project Pata, who is now a pastor in Arkansas. And I have cussed too much on a podcast with LSU fans. Forgive me, Lord God.
Ben either got some Atlanta or Memphis. It's that Memphis flavor, bro. He's a North Mississippi guy.
Memphis, Tennessee. SOUTHN Parkway. Don't stop here down day. Get you straight.
Memphis influences a lot of cultures, so obviously there's no surprise there.
Look at that one.
Buy or sell.
Buy or sell.
X fans being live stream next video. I'm buying. Once again, look, I don't know where Ben stands. I want fans from all over. I want LSU. I want Mississippi State. I want Arkansas. Give me the whole SEC and some. I love it. I want more viewers. I want more interaction. Thank y'all. Like, I'm grateful for all of you, even the guy that wanted to fight Ben. Thanks. Thanks for
who was planning to snipe me on the field in Oxford, Mississippi.
You guys realize Ben and I both respectively have other jobs, right? We started this podcast as a way for us to work together again because we worked together in college or I worked for him. Let me not say we worked. I worked for Ben.
Young Buck. You are young.
I worked for Ben, and we always talked about doing something again together because to blend our love for college sports and Ole Miss and do so. We're just happy to sit here on a Friday with almost 3,000 people. Thank y'all, all of you. All of you
He's
LSU
going to be
people.
talking about the hoe into a housewife his whole life. Biggest moment of his life. No, the biggest moment of my life is when Christ interceded 2 years ago because I wanted to die. And God has given me joy and hope to live. And one of the main things I learned as God interceded was, hey, Ben, tell them who you are. And now I'm not ashamed to tell y'all who I am. Do I cuss too much? Yes. Do I quote rap lyrics? Because I'm more comfortable using those kind of crude metaphors than I am in other things? Yes. But God is good. And the biggest moment in my life was allowing me to enjoy what I do, to love and to be loved in return as Christ intended. Still got to stop cussing so much, but no, I won't be talking about that forever. I did tell my wife, however, in kids, when I die, and we learned this both in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl and then in Phoenix for the Fiesta Bowl. So many people came up and said hello. My daughters at the Sugar Bowl lost count at over 500. When I go to the grave, and y'all can't bury me, you have to burn me. Everybody knows that at this point, but y'all hold Emily too, because I'm afraid she's going to put me in one of them boxes when it gets zombified. Anyway. I said, when I die on my gravestone, it won't say beloved husband to Emily, doting father, proud father to great Riley. What will it say? That dumbass that's called Lane Kiffin a hoe. That'll be me.
No, you're gonna be no more for that, but I'll say that. Rebel and Dave,
Mike.
I thought
God is good, brother.
God is good. I thought we had made amends. What's going on with Rebel and Dave, man? What happened, bro? I thought
Rebel and Dave talking noise about you again.
He said I was a clown, which is fine. I am a clown sometimes. I admit
no, you're not.
But I thought me and you, bro. I thought we were cool again. I don't know what happened. We've had such a journey since the beginning of the season, where he kept saying stop interrupting Ben, and then
he's going to meet you on the field just like LA Fitness or whatever his name was.
Well, I'm not. This is a fellow Ole Miss guy, right?
It don't matter. They're teaming up.
He's
hate creates strange bedfellows.
Is he mad because I said, Rebel and Dave, are you upset because I said we welcome people from anywhere, everywhere on here? I'm a little confused, but that's okay.
See, hey, but look here. Oh, thank you, friend. O'Brien, that's very kind of you. Sudu, you are no clown. Thank you.
Thank you, Will. Will, appreciate it. Well, I know you and Mary would never say that about me. I understand, but that's fine if you do.
Mary are the ride or dies forever.
They're the best. They're the best.
They're like, yeah.
Okay, before we go, guys, we do have to wrap it up. What do you got? Anything else? Any other questions for Ben, or Ben? You got anything else we didn't talk about?
I honestly know that we probably missed something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going through my notes from last night, and I'm not really seeing anything.
You had one thing you wanted to come at me about in text yesterday. Did you tell the people that?
No, I was not coming after you. Okay, this is something that I've seen almost. So I've had friends text me about this throughout the week, and it was, hey, how much NIL money do we have? And is it the same amount that it was advertised? Like, is it the same amount of money that when Lane was leaving, everyone's saying Ole Miss is the same amount of money? Do we have that? And I said, I honestly don't know. I was like, I have also been told that Ole Miss is a very creative NIL setup. They have the resources. They have the money. I know for a fact there are donors that can, get money for NIL. But, I was curious myself. I'm like, well, I can understand as a fan thinking that, like, a lot of the guys that you're linked with, like your first swings, the first guys that you really want, have been going other places. I mean, granted, you've gotten some
and what I asked you,
and my problem is, you asked me that, it's like, Ben, there's a lot. Like, I'd have to go back through the message boards. I have to go back through Twitter. I mean, the Teshabola kid we just talked about, Miller was supposed to be on campus. He didn't come on campus. But my point was not to disparage Ole Miss or say, like, they don't have the money. My question to you was, for the premium positions, like the ones you actually pay money for, you already settled the quarterback situation. You already paid the $5 million there as you needed to. Why is there, like, and this was posed to me, why has Ole Miss not been able to just swing at these big-time elite guys for edge, for linebacker, for safety, for offensive tackle, like the ones that really turn you into a championship contender? Not, we're taking a swing at this guy and we think he can be good. The guaranteed production guys. That was posed to me, and that's all I was asking you. I was like, hey, Ben, what's up with that? I've gotten this question many times. I don't have the answer. What do you think the answer to that is? Bro, I don't know what to tell you at this point, Rebel Dave. Ben and I are friends. We talk to each other this way. If it bothers you so much, I'm really
No. I just want to say, I just want to say, Rebel and Dave, you're the only person that believes that. Everyone else thinks it's the other way. Everybody else thinks it's the other way. Oh, that's so funny. For defamation, he could sue for defamation. If it weren't true.
Yeah.
If it weren't true. Anyway, Keaton Thomas would be a player that they believe is just as you described. They just got him early. We tend to get wrapped up in recency bias, I think. early on.
I'm not Rebel. I'm not trash talking Ole Miss, buddy. We're having a discussion, dude. We're like, this is a podcast where we talk about stuff. Like, what do you?
Today has been spicy.
No, this guy, dude.
Spicy
Anything
pot.
I say, he think like he got. I think this is the same guy that got mad at me about me praising Georgia after they beat Ole Miss. Like, of course, I praised the team that won. I was doing a post game podcast. What are we talking about?
First of all, Rebel and Dave loves you. Okay, family. Sometimes
I thought he loved me. I thought he did, but now today
Just
he's
stop
on
it.
fire.
All right,
I don't know what's going on.
I think recency bias is coming into play a little bit here. Jordan Seaton is the one you're really referencing when you're talking like this. She's like, why can't Ole Miss just drop $4 million for Jordan Seaton? I think Ole Miss would pay Jordan Seaton a pretty penny. However, sometimes players aren't as interested in you as you are in them. Like, I think if Ole Miss really wanted to push Jordan Seaton and get him on campus, maybe that could happen.
Yeah.
But it's not because they didn't evaluate necessarily Jordan Seaton at the price point of LSU or Texas or whoever at $2.5 million. Maybe the price point for Jordan Seaton for Ole Miss, I don't know. This is purely speculation.
Yeah.
Is $4 million. Well, I don't really want to go there. They did this, blah, 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 blah. And that's happened not just with Ole Miss, but with other schools as well. No, no one's unique in that way. I would just simply say I don't understand where that kind of criticism is being levied, because the money is still there. Look at what they've done so far. Depends on where you whatever ranking system you use, whatever it is, if it's on 3, 2, 4, 7, whatever it is, LSU's probably number 1 or number 2, and Ole Miss is probably number 2, number 3, whatever it is. They're right there.
Yeah, but see, I don't. To me, the rankings mean nothing.
Like, I know they don't mean anything. I know they don't mean anything.
It's nice to use in PR, but
I'm saying what you're trying to an issue you're trying to create is completely anecdotal.
I'm not trying to create an issue, by the way.
No. But like for yourself, your internal issue.
But this is like the fan base is thinking this, and that's my point. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Is like
the whole fan base is thinking this.
When I have multiple, go to the message, go to the Spirit, go to. I don't see the text that I'm receiving. You know what I mean? It's a concern. People are wondering, like, hey, what's going on? You know,
and I don't. But I'm
trying to figure out what's going on.
I don't see it that way. Is what I'm saying. I just don't. Now, I would agree with you if the criticism is like, okay, but splurge for Jordan Seaton. I would agree with that. I'd be like, yeah, I would go for it if you can scrounge it up, and you maybe could scrounge it up. You know what I mean? But you have your quarterback. It was Trinidad Chambliss, unless he doesn't get his injunction. It was always going to be Trinidad Chambliss. You made sure that Keywan Lacey, you know why Keywan hadn't gotten to the portal? And make sure before we get out of here that no one has gotten in the portal since we started. All right. So, but like Keywan Lacey, he got a number from Ole Miss that is he's going to be one of, if not the highest paid, most well-compensated running backs in all of college football, and he's earned it. That's what good programs do. You pay your players. So Keywan Lacey.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, do they need a tackle? Yes. Do they need to retain Caden Lee? Yes. Damon Wilson, man, would you love to have him? Yes. But also, you'd prefer to keep Prince Willie Monreal and pair him with the Renaulds in the purchases of the world. So you're not sure. You thought you were supplementing your roster. What's happening lately is now it's not about supplementing your roster. It's about replacing players you thought you retained. And that's where the messiness is coming from now. And I think that's where a lot of the animus or a lot of the feeling weird about it, feeling like it's not going the way it should be going. I think a lot of that stems from that more than kind of what you're getting at, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. And if I am, I will admit it. Because I'm not telling y'all the last 2 days have been good. They haven't. They've been a lot. But I know that Ole Miss is dealing in no other school's ever dealt with this before either. Think about it. A head coach going to an arch rival nemesis in your own conference. And if Lane wasn't doing this, he wouldn't be doing his job correctly for LSU. Of course, he should try to bury a rival. It's part of why you couldn't let him coach in the playoffs.
That's why you could. And Josh, you're right. Old jokes aside, love the next level this rivalry is going to. I agree, man. I think
Me too.
It's a special rivalry in the SEC.
Awesome.
It really is. It's a historic, storied rivalry. Obviously, LSU has the advantage in it, but Ole Miss has taken plenty of shots in recent years. And Ole Miss has rushed the field. LSU has rushed the field in recent years. Like it means a lot to both fan
LSU
bases.
rushed the field for beating Ole Miss, I went, oh, this has changed. This has changed. We've come a long way from Jefferson Pilot Sports.
I remember watching Jay Cutler beat us, man, on Jefferson Pilot Sports.
Man, I love Jay Cutler. I thought he was going to be that dude. Turns out he just didn't care about football enough. But as far as the measurables,
or his wife, or like Jay Cutler's the chillest dude I think I've ever seen. Just like dating, what's her name? Kristen Cavallari. He's like,
yeah, dude. He went Laguna Beach with it, didn't he?
Whatever. He just didn't care, dude. All right, we do have to go. I have to go, actually. Don't let me put that on Ben. I do have to go. Raycom Sports. Shout out Raycom. Gave me my first job in Memphis.
Thank you, Raycom. I want to thank Riverland Roofing, B&A Bank, Tannehill Carmen, Drew Moak of USA Benefits Group, College Corner, Built Different Fitness, Jones Merchant Services, Advanced Payments, Inc., Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Oxford. Brad Logan will be back with me soon. Sudu, when we recording again? Monday, Tuesday?
Let's go for Monday or Tuesday. Either Monday.
Pick one. You pick one right here and now. That way we'll just put it on. Everybody will hold us to it. Because I'm going to try to do a show every single weekday from now on, every day at like 10 in the morning. That's what I'm shooting for.
Let's go Tuesday so we can react to the Natty. I'd like to do that.
Ooh. Reacting to the Natty. Well, one Sudu Upadhyay here on Talk of Champions. We can keep calling it Game Runs Deep if you want to. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just all morphing into this big Champions amalgamation.
Game Runs Deep is the pod, but Ben, obviously, because of his connection to the Spirit, obviously it repurposes itself. So it's both. It's Talk of Champions and Game Runs Deep.
It's all things as it needs to be. So my thanks to all of those who sponsor us and who've been good to us. And more than anything, thanks to my man Sudu. I'll see you on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central. You're going to be up by 11 Eastern.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you already know it.
All
right, man. Y'all take care.
I'm surprised you made it today for 9 o'clock. I'm not, or whatever.
It's 10 a.m. here.
Oh, yeah.
It's 10 a.m. here.
No, you're
I got a busy day, dude. I have like so much going on today. It's actually insane. I don't know. My brain.
So busy. He's so busy.
No, like I'm not even. You can make fun of me. It's like my.
I know, but there's nothing beyond your capacity, and you'll knock it out like a pro, like you always do. There's nothing I know more confidently in this business than this. Sudu Upadhyay, you kick ass. I love you, buddy.
You too, buddy. All right, we'll see y'all.
Man, that chat was popping, boy.